Hey everybody, and welcome to a new episode of
It Be Like That.
Echo. Oh, hey, we're back. We're back together, back live, all that fun
Together
stuff.
again.
Together again. Blah, 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 da, ba. I always forget how that song goes.
I just remember it's from Muppets in Manhattan.
Muppets Take Manhattan.
Yeah, that's whatever.
Yeah, them and Jason both took it over. Except for I think the Muppets were actually in Manhattan while Jason was just on a random set.
Yeah.
I think this is Manhattan. It looks like it. Fuck your boombox.
Oh, man.
Hey, so we're here, and how you feeling?
Felt good. Felt way better than I was. I mean, you know, if those who didn't know, I had COVID, and you know, I'm vaccinated, and I'm not. I said this at the beginning of my stream this morning. I'm not here to tell you to get vaccinated. I'm not here to tell you not to get vaccinated. You make your own damn decision. But having the vaccination, I know, helped with the symptoms, and it was probably a lot milder than it could have been compared to the other people I know who have gotten COVID and didn't have the vaccination. They had way worse things than I did.
Just got wiped out.
Yeah. And but at the end of the day, I'm not telling you what to do. You make your own damn decisions. It's your life. It's your whatever. I'm not one of those, well, you know, you have to get vaccinated, or, oh, God, the government's putting chips in everybody. No, you make your own fucking decision.
What are you talking about? That's not true. Oh, must get vaccinated.
Oh, man.
It'd be like that podcast, A Government Chill, since 2017.
Sleeper cell. Just activate a word.
What?
I want to sing about the moon and the June and the sea.
I want to sing. I want to dance or two for.
But yeah, so I had chills 1 minute, super hot the next minute.
Were they multiplying?
What do you mean?
I got chills multiplying.
Oh,
For somebody that's never seen that movie, you sure know a lot of songs from it.
I know the songs. I'm not in.
No, I was talking about me.
Oh.
I've never seen the movie.
Neither have I.
Oh, okay. Well, then we both haven't.
But I know the songs. So.
Yeah. Well, they're like in like the popular you know, lexicon of things.
It's funny because I sit here and I say I don't like musicals, which I don't. But then you look at, like, if you look at Disney cartoon, technically,
they're all
those musicals. And then I love Blues Brothers.
Right.
That's a musical.
But that's not really a musical. That's one of those ones where it's like, because none of the songs are original. They're all existing songs.
But
it's like a review.
I count it as a musical because they break out in a song in the middle of a movie.
But they don't break out the song to explain stuff.
But still, they're breaking out in the song, and then and the people jump in, they start doing dances and shit. That to me is a musical. So.
Oh, well, okay. I mean, it's not like it's The Wiz or something like that. Where The Wiz is like the music propels the movie and it actually is dialogue for the movie.
At the same time, I love Little Shop of Horrors.
Well, see, that is probably definitely a musical. It's Little Shop of Horrors. It is, because everything is sung. Like, every little thing is sung.
Suddenly Seymour.
Oh, yeah, we're going to break out a musical soon. Don't worry, the musical podcast is coming, Ito.
Yeah, the It Be Like That musical.
Today, we're going to pick our picks for football.
Football!
I got Washington against the... No, I don't.
He lied!
Who, me? Yes, you.
Oh, Jesus. But anyways, what was I saying?
Shouldn't have been called Spooky Time. It should have been called Musical Time.
Yeah, you know. But yeah, so never had a fever go over 99. If I did, I was probably sleeping and I didn't realize it.
So
but every time I took my temperature,
hot-blooded, check it and see.
Got a fever of 99.
It's not 103, goddammit.
Yeah.
everything's going to be a song reference, and now this really is going to be the musical episode.
Nope. After the first 4 days in a lot of sleep, I started feeling okay, and following that last week of quarantine, each day I felt better. The only thing I had was a cough.
Oh, see, that's fine.
And it comes every once in a great while, but I'm not contagious anymore.
So, I didn't even think about that. Of course, yeah, bleh. You're the Dracula of COVID givers. Bleh. Bleh. So fucking stupid. No, I totally lost my train of thought there as we were going through that. Did you have to go for any type of checks, like to see if there was any damage that was done to your body? They didn't have you do anything?
Nope.
They just were like, okay, you're fine.
They had Crystal come and take a test on her last day of quarantine or the day before to see what variant she had. Because I guess they said 99% of the people in California have the Delta variant.
Okay. Did they do that to you too? No.
Oh. So, I don't know if she ever got those results back or if it was just for their survey or whatever, but
randomly selecting
why do we have the Delta variant here? Oh, wait. Probably because we keep letting people in that aren't vaccinated from different countries. We're one of those.
It's not just fucking countries. It's also the unvaccinated people in our own fucking country.
The Delta variant came from outside of this country.
So did the original one, but everything travels.
Well, that's why we shouldn't be letting people travel cross country. Cross,
Yeah, but then you're never going to get any of your shit in.
Yeah. Put it in a fucking container and ship it. By the time it gets over here, it'll be fine.
Do you see what's happening? No, but what about the people that are on those ships? They're not just specifically American people.
Just when they get to port, shoot them. Let's Korea this motherfucker.
Let's Korea.
North Korea.
Let's Squid Game
North
this
Korea,
motherfucker.
we're going to shoot you because you're coughing.
South America is from Delta.
Yeah,
Delta is started actually in the UK. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
that's where it originated in, and it's people from the UK that are coming over. But the problem, I think, saying with that is that everybody thinks that it's coming from the South, and it's not.
Well, I'm not saying. I'm saying in general, like this
they
whole
could have done it
all around America. Don't matter if it's Canada, the waters, Mexico,
or it won't spread if people do things too. But there's that.
But you say that, but hypocritically, you just went to a 4-day concert.
I did, but I kept my mask on for most of it.
I had my mask on at the
wedding
part.
For the most part. Yeah, well, I know, and sadly, things there isn't a whole lot that's come out of that, and but unfortunately, one of our friends did catch it from that too, which sucks, and we wish him all the best and hope he gets a lot better soon.
Raising our hands, sending that energy,
which is crazy because there was a giant check too. There was supposed to be no unvaccinated people there, or if you weren't vaccinated, you had to have a good test. So it's the same thing with System of a Down, and you had to have your mask on.
But here's the thing: I'm vaccinated and I got it. So someone could have showed their vaccination card and walked in and still had it.
Right? They could have been a carrier.
So
right. But just like you said, if somebody did get it and they were vaccinated, there would be less of injury to the person.
I was talking to a guy when I got back to work. Actually, I was still off. Because they called me up, but for an order, and he was telling me that he got it, and his wife got it, and his son is the one that gave it to him, but he never had any symptoms. He was just a carrier.
He's just asymptomatic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I ended up getting tested after the whole thing. It's all negative, and I know Angelo was as well. So
yeah, he took 2.
Yeah, he had to take the second one for his work, right?
I think he took them both because he got sick,
right?
But he didn't get COVID sick, he just had
we both got something. And me, it was all the dust and the grass and everything like that. Because once I got away from all of that, I felt way better.
Should have brought some Sudafed with you.
Well, yeah, or just picked up. Well, no, because then I would have had to have meth making Sudafed, and I would have knocked out in the middle of the show. I would have been there, middle of Taka. Yeah.
Why are my pants off?
That would have been a good time then if my pants came off.
I don't know.
Well, depending. a couple people, would have been okay.
But anyways, got over it. I'm good. And, bloody red coats. Stupid. And the wife got it. She's over it now. So,
Yeah, well, now you've had it. You survived. And things can get back to normal.
Yep. The only thing is I will test positive for the next 90 days.
Right. I was telling you about a friend of mine, too, with the same issue that he wanted to go back to Japan because his uncle died. And he can't go to Japan because they're like us. You test when you come in. If you're positive, you're quarantined for 14 days. So here he's like, well, we had it. And, we've still got, I think they've got like 45 days left or something to when it's possible that he may no longer test positive. So
yeah, and that's kind of what I was. There's going to the doctor for a certain thing. I don't want to go too much into. You kind of know about it.
What, the stigmata?
No. With Crystal and I, they're making us do COVID tests, and I told her, I said, well, we got to talk to them and say, hey, we're going to test positive for 90 days. So,
right.
I mean, if we have to go back in,
you have to go back in. I
don't know.
Oh, well, we'll see what happens.
Cal's winning 10-0.
Ooh, hail the conquering heroes! Oh my God, the band is on the field. I've watched that clip so much because that was like my dad's favorite thing to show me when I was growing up. Like, he had it on tape because he recorded the game because we went to a parade or something on that day, and so he was so happy he'd always play the tape. Hey, you remember this? And play the damn thing. Okay, Dad, I've seen it so much, but. Of course, it's like what I think it's considered to be the greatest college play of all time. So there you go. Fuck Stanford. Those bastards. Yeah, and then you can hear Ace in the background. Yeah.
Anyways.
Loud fucking dog. Anyways, so beyond that, how's being back into work? Was everything fucked up?
So the only thing that really pissed me off
on today, it's fucked up.
That's fucked up. I walked in and right away I'm like, what the fuck? They moved my desk around and my papers, and I was pissed.
Oh, that's not right.
I was pissed, and I guess he said my supervisor who did it moved the computer because the whole thing of me getting COVID and we're about. Maybe this close or a little bit further, the computers. So, the fact that you're being so close, I'm like, well, I had a mask on.
Yeah.
I go, and, this is stupid. Like, my printer went from being down here where I can get stuff to, now it's way up here. I need a fucking ladder to get to it. I go, and I had all these papers. You moved them, but I knew what they were and why they were there. Now I got to find all this shit. So if someone says, hey, where's this? I don't know. I have to find it. Like, why did you move my desk? This is my desk. I get it. To you, it looks a little unorganized, but I knew where everything was. Everything was fine. Don't touch my stuff.
You would think that would be the same for everybody, right? Like, you just know not to go. You're not going to come into my room and start moving shit around my desk. This Predator bottle opener has a specific spot. It should always stay there.
Exactly. Damn it. But anyways, other than that, things have been cool. I mean, I'm only working this week, and then I'm off again for 3 days.
Oh, that's because you're going to...
Indiana.
Going to fly out to Fort Wayne?
Yep.
Fort Wayne.
Flying out Saturday. We were supposed to come back Tuesday, but then I was like, I feel like we're rushing this trip, so we pushed it back one day. So we're going to be there, fly in Saturday, be there Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and then fly out Wednesday.
Oh, okay. So they let you move things around without a problem?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was like we had to pay an extra $100 or something.
That's not too bad.
Yeah. But, yeah. So it's going to be fun.
So you guys going to, sleep on the floor?
No, they got a bed. Extra bedroom.
They got an extra bedroom. Yeah. Now, is it a regular bed? Or is it like you guys trying to fit it on a twin?
No.
And you throw Crystal on the floor?
No, it was like I think a queen or something.
Bitch, this is my bed.
No, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be all good. It's gonna be fun. I'm looking forward to it.
I'm not going to have to hear stories of how my cousin is now ending up on an OnlyFans page, am I?
What are you talking about?
with who you're going to see and what she has.
No.
Okay, I'm just joking because you guys are going to go drinking and celebrating Halloweening. That's what I'm talking about.
Anyways. But anyways, what's going on with you?
Just been busy as all hell. So, today I was supposed to release the Victor Crowley episode, but that's not happening today. So, and that's because I've been, last week, I think, after I came home, I was working to about 9, 10 at night, getting data and going through stuff, because we're filing for the FDA. I mentioned the other night when we talked about it. And so I had to go through all of our tickets to categorize them and make them presentable, and explain kind of to them why our customer support really helps and kind of acts like in place of a doctor, because the stuff that we do, it's at home, medical stuff. I'm not going to say exactly what it is. And so our thing is, make a long story short, FDA exempt, not cleared. And exempt means that, so this is probably FDA exempt, right? It's because it's a food. And it's because there's another drink that's like this before, if you want to do in some way, right? And this is not really for a class of medical devices, if you consider this to be medical, right? So since there's other juices that have been here before that do the same thing, then you can just glom on to that, right?
Okay.
And to get actually cleared means that you are truly a medical device. So the best example are supplements. Supplements are FDA exempt. They're always 510K exempt because they're not vitamins, right? But real vitamins have a clearance, right? And there is a medical benefit behind them. Yeah. So what we're trying to do is get us into that class 1 tier, right? And the FDA basically said, look, you can keep selling this if you do this. So we're trying to make our thing an actual medical device. It'll still be over the counter, right? But then since we actually have clearance, we may actually be able to get some of the bigger box retailers to be like, oh, hey, we will actually carry your stuff.
Yeah, you can expand the business and everything.
And doctors may come to actually accept it and do more stuff with it. And there's always the big thing that what our device can do, it might actually be able to give that specific thing, right? And I'm being vague about that because that would explain what my business is. Yeah. So it's just a lot of writing. We had a month to do it. My boss was mad because I went to Aftershock, but I told him, this has been planned since April. I put in the time.
Further than that,
way back. Well, no, it's been further, but I put the time in to take the time off back in, actually more like June. I put in, because we took the time off in August to go down to Disney, and then in April, that same time, I put in the time for October. And I'm like, it's been on the calendar for months. I'm like, I've had it in here for months. You can't tell me now, right now, that I cannot do this, because I'm going to do it. I'm going to call in sick. That's what it's going to be. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm sick. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm sick. Still not feeling good. And then I'll be up there. It's ridiculous that you would do that. I understand there's a lot of stuff. I'm like, but I'm going to work on it until I leave. And then
and the fact that, like you said, you know what I mean, you're supposed to cancel your whole thing because
already had to do it once.
Yeah, well,
they've already asked me you already told me one time. It's like, you can't do that. I need you to cancel it, and you have to cancel your. And look, we hadn't bought anything, and I was just asking for the time.
Fuck that.
Right. So, and since then, I've just kind of been with him. Look, you've already done it to me before. Don't do it again. It doesn't make any sense. And now, at least now, I have plenty of people around me that can take care of some of the other things. Yeah. Right.
Well, but helps. I mean, the thing is, too, is I'd be damned. I'd be like, look, yeah, I need my job and everything, but, you can't fire me over a vacation time that I took 6 months plus ago. Right. And then that was you decide to plan something to have something going on now. That's your problem, not mine.
Nobody knows it's on the calendar. It's on the admin calendar. Yeah. I put it on there. and it was there. Like the way that it works now is we just put the dates on there and that's it. Where a lot of people they aren't even doing that. They're just they're telling their boss, I'm taking this time off, and that's it. And I just always tell them, okay, it's approved, but get it on the calendar so everybody can see that you're not there, right? So yeah, so that's been it. And then this week it hasn't been as bad because they're trying to get it all ready for review for Monday so that by Thursday they can give it to a guy, because they will not accept, the government will not accept it as an email, as a PDF file upload, or even on a USB stick. It has to be on a CD. It has to be burned to a CD. And that's because you can't really do anything with a CD. I mean, you could, but the moment you pop it in and it starts trying to run something, they're going to know. But it's also more secure because you can't make any weird changes or hide anything inside the file itself, right? Yeah. Whereas on a USB stick, stuff could be done to it, right? Yeah. So if you're giving it to somebody, then they could open the USB, make changes, and then submit it again. No, this is it. And the thing is, something like 5,000 pages, like long. And they were like, typical ones between, about 50 to 500 pages. And ours is like 5,000 because there's just so much data. So they're going to have to do that this week. And once this is over, then things are going to calm down a little bit. Not by much, but just a little bit for everything going through.
CIA confirmed.
Yes, that's right. Now that you know Ito, I'm going to have to kill you. But yeah, so beyond that, it's just been trying to, went and saw a System of a Down, which was a lot of fun. I actually can honestly say I think I had more fun at that show than, I think it's just because the energy of the crowd was like bigger than, like, the Aftershock crowd was great, but
plus Korn.
Oh yeah, plus Korn. He had so much goddamn energy. I don't know if you saw any of the videos that I put on my Instagram, on my story, that night.
Oh, I didn't know you put anything on your...
on the Terrible Terror story.
I hardly checked that stuff.
I saved the video. I was thinking about uploading it, like the whole story. But it's all vertical. It's not landscape, and that always bothers me when you want to upload to like YouTube or something.
You got the software, right? You do it like in the background, like blurred.
Oh, yeah, but that always looks shitty. I don't know. But I could do it, right? But yeah, Jonathan Davis was running. I've never seen him do so much. Like, out of all the times that we've seen him, he tends to just stay in the center, barely talk to the crowd, and just play the show. But he was talking to the crowd, laughing with people, making jokes, walking around, jumping up, and I was like, damn, like, he's happy that he doesn't have COVID anymore. And he can, like, and then Crystal, because she responded to the story, she's like, he played Chutes and Ladders, he did the bagpipes. We didn't get the fucking bagpipes.
I don't think he
probably
could.
Money back. I don't think he could have either. Like, I know that was bad because he was on his like little throne.
13-0.
Oh, 13-0, Cal.
But yeah, he probably couldn't have the air capacity to do the bagpipe. He normally does.
Yeah, they always bring out.
I do wish they would have done Chutes and Ladders though.
Yeah, well, I was surprised that they played a bit of Adidas too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and he was like, he even came. So here's a song we haven't played in fucking forever, and then they did. But what was it? The drummer got COVID. So their regular drummer wasn't going with it. Instead, it was the drum from Horror, that HO3303 band or whatever it's called. He was the drummer for them for the tour. So it was cool. It was cool to see it. The crowd was very, very fucking like crazy. Like big circle pits opened up. I got caught in the middle of one. Like literally it opened around a couple of people, and I grabbed this little girl and brought her with me to the side so she can get out of it because she was kind of freaking out. And I was like, okay, let's go. It's time to get out of here. But yeah, it was cool. And then, the greatest thing I found out, though, Celine Dion is coming to Oakland Arena.
Told you.
Oh, man. I think my heart will go on.
Heart will go on. This bitch has plenty of space on the fucking door, you bitch.
They were advertising that Bill Burr was coming in May. So, and I didn't realize that it was there. You're like, oh, Bill Burr's coming to town. I'm like, great, that might be fun. I thought he was going to be at some, like, somewhat big, maybe like, the Fox Theater or something like that. I put in there
Oakland Arena.
I probably didn't pay attention. Like, Patrick's texting me, fuck him.
Fuck that guy.
Fuck that guy.
Hope that COVID gets really bad for him.
Patrick, bear mace yourself. But yeah, other than that, just playing a couple of different games. Start playing Metroid Dread.
I gotta download that.
I've been enjoying, but fucking A, man. I hate running away from those fucking things. And I'm still getting used to it. Like, playing it on the little Switch is hard, but it's not so bad using the Pro Controller and playing it that way.
Uh-huh.
And then I played that game I was telling you about, The Artful Escape, which that was a ton of fun. And there's not a whole lot of gameplay. It may not be for everybody, but just like the backgrounds, the music, and the way that everything kind of works with it. Because you basically are walking to the right, and everything is like artistically going around you. And he's got his like holographic guitar, and if you choose to, you can just walk through the stage and see all the stuff happen. But for it to really come alive, you have to play the guitar at the same time. So you're walking through as he's doing all these like licks. He's like, it's supposed to be like space licks or whatever he's got. But he's going through and everything's just kind of popping off. And then you have boss battles where you have to do the button following. But you can do it at your own pace, however you want to. Mm-hmm. It's not like they press these buttons and you got to be real quick and to do it. But you could just hold it so that he holds the note longer and then do it fast in some parts and just kind of play it at your own, your own thing. And if you fail, they just restart you again at that point. And so it's basically just playing through a story, I think it's done by the people that did like Journey and those type of games where it's more about the aesthetic than the game itself and the experience that you have there. A lot of fun, only about 5 hours. It's on Xbox Game Pass. I think it's worth it.
Yeah.
I think it's worth a trial. If you don't like it, then you just get rid of it, right?
Yep.
Now I know you've been playing Back 4 Blood.
Yes.
And what are your thoughts on the way the game is? Because you went through Game Pass, and I don't know if you answered me this morning because I was kind of running around, and the question I posed to you in your chat was, would you have bought this game after playing it?
If I'm going to... Here's the difference between this one and Left 4 Dead. I don't mind playing Left 4 Dead by myself. Like, yeah, it's more fun with people, but I could put... I used to run through the campaign. This one, I'm having fun. Don't get me wrong. I'm having fun when I'm playing with, my crew and everything. But if they weren't playing, I don't know if I'd play it.
That seems to be the consensus that I see out there.
No. Like, if you have people to play with, and you're playing around, you're joking, blah, 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 it's fun. But if it's just you...
So, I've watched you guys play it a little bit this morning, and I watched some other people play it, right? The other channel that I've been following lately. And the gameplay itself just seems so slow. Like, Left 4 Dead seemed so much faster. Mm-hmm. Like, in just the way the characters moved, and the environments, and even the way the zombies moved. Like, and I know you guys are playing on Recruit, right? So you're playing on... Yeah. Or you're playing on...
We did have it on a higher one, but I think we lowered it.
Yeah, and what sucks is that you can't change it, right? After you do Recruit, you have to go through the whole game before you can try it on Veteran. You couldn't be like, okay, I think we're attuned enough to the way the game plays, and then change it over and play it on a hard difficulty. No, you have to finish the whole game before you can even do it, which kind of sucks.
Yeah. Well, like I said, it's not that I'm not having fun with the game, but it's just like I said, if I wasn't playing with my crew, I don't know if I'd want to play it.
And that's the way it seems.
And I know it's designed to be with people, right? You know what I mean? But I just Left 4 Dead felt more. It feels more fun doing it by yourself if you wanted to than this one to me. Well, but it is fun. It is fun.
I've seen a lot of the like glitchy AI things that have happened in the single player with a lot of people, where like the guy went down and the bot's right there on top of his body, but won't heal him and bring him back. Yeah. Or they're all trying to get to one point, and so they're just circling this point in the air, and that's basically it. Or they need to climb a ladder to escape, and the bot won't climb the ladder. And it's just doing things, whereas the AI in Left 4 Dead seemed like when you played by yourself was relatively competent.
Yeah.
Because I think the company that made, Back 4 Blood and Left 4 Dead, they were brought in by Valve specifically for Left 4 Dead because they were like masters of the AI for what they wanted to do. Mm-hmm. And that's why it feels like, some people are saying that it feels like a little bit inferior to Left 4 Dead. It's not that it's not fun and you don't have great moments in the game. It's just that if you're expecting that experience, it's more like Left 4 Dead Light than it is Left 4 Dead. Yeah. Or a true successor to the series.
Yeah. I agree with that.
Yeah. I've just been curious because it's on Game Pass. I know that, like, even for myself, hey, it's on Game Pass. I'll give it a try. Like, Killer Instinct, for example. I never really played it. It's on Game Pass right now. Yeah. So I downloaded it to play it for a little while and be like, oh, well, this is fun because it's on Game Pass. I don't know if I ever would have spent the money to buy all the other stuff to continue playing it.
They need to bring back Clay Fighter.
Clay Fighter. The first one wasn't bad. The second one was kind of crappy.
Yeah.
You know, I remember back in the day, like when I was a kid, Blockbuster had a gaming tournament, and you had to play 3 games, right? And the first one was some like platformer, and it was all based on score. And that one I actually owned, so I was like all excited because I'm like, okay, I'm good at that. I know I can get far to the time limit and do whatever. And then the second one was TMNT Fighters. That was the second game you had to play. I ended up renting that and basically getting really, really good with Raphael. But the third game was Clay Fighters. Never really played it. So when it finally came to that part of this like little tournament, I sucked ass because I just couldn't do shit on Clay Fighters. All I played was the little blob guy because I knew that he had a back forth, hold back and then press forward and like punch or kick, and he had an attack, and I could use that attack rather than focusing on. But if I had realized, oh, this is just like Street Fighter, just like the damn TMNT game, then maybe I could have done better and picked somebody that was closer, with a similar moves type.
Like the half snowman, half...
Yeah, that guy. Isn't he like a Ryu clone or whatever he is?
Yeah, I think so.
So, all right. Well, how about we get into this episode? So we got a couple things that we're going to talk about. We're going to do the NFL picks next. Then we're going to talk about Halloween Kills. We're going to try to do a spoiler-free review, or are you wanting to talk about specific things?
If we do spoiler, we should do that last.
Okay, so then we're going to talk about our favorite slashers, not in terms of the movies, but the actual people. Then we'll talk about Halloween Kills. Because it has been out for a week. It's available on Peacock and in theaters. And so we'll go into some extra spoilers on that one. So, Ito, if you haven't heard it, it'll be at the end. Or you haven't seen it. But you've seen it. Because he did tag me and said that he wishes it was on Amazon Prime because we could watch it again as a watch party with everybody. Yeah. Which would be kind of fun. If it does end up popping up on there for some reason, maybe we can do it. But I think it's going to stay on Peacock. So
Duckcock.
Right. Yep. Seen it, loved it. Great. So we're going to chat about it. All right. So let's talk about the games for this week in the NFL. So one's already gone through for the week, right?
Yep.
And the one that went through was Cleveland beating Denver, but barely beating Denver.
Well, you also got to remember, they didn't have Baker starting either.
They didn't have Baker, and they were also out on somebody else.
Odell's been out.
Really? I thought I saw him on the field.
He came out for one play and got hurt again.
Well, he missed it and got hurt.
And he wasn't even supposed to be in there. He was supposed to be on the IR. Oh, and Kareem Hunt's out. And Nick
and Chubbs. Yep. They've got a bunch of their team out right now. Yeah. So they did pull it off. Cleveland did win. So all of us got points except for Cody Booger, who did not pick that week. But Ben got back to his picks. Maybe you heard me last time where I said that he needs to get into his picks, man. But I understand, Ben. So after that, we got Green Bay at Washington.
Washington at Green Bay.
Whichever. I'm looking up here, trying not to look at, because I don't want my points on the screen.
Oh.
So that's why I'm just going favored. Oh, they are on the screen. Well
I noticed, but I've been looking.
Well, whatever. Anyway,
I'll go through it here.
No, it's easier. I'll just go through this. I don't care if my points are on the screen.
Whatever.
This is easier to go through than it is the other way. Anyway, we got Green Bay, Washington in Green Bay.
Well, I'm going to go with the Packers. Go Pack, go.
Yep, going with the Packers. 99% of people are going with the Packers on this one. You got Tennessee playing Kansas City in Tennessee.
I'm the low confidence pick. I'm going with Tennessee.
I'm going with the Titans too, and it's not very high.
Yeah, they just had a monster win last week, even though there was a stupid decision. Yeah, it was.
Oh, it was a dumb decision. But they were going. They're like, this is it's a ballsy decision, but in hindsight, it's dumb.
On third, I'd go for it. On fourth, you don't know what can happen. Mm-hmm. Just tie the fucking game.
Right.
And I agree. You know, if you had a back like Marshawn Lynch or Henry, or like one of these big boom get through backs, okay.
Mm-hmm.
But they had Josh go for it. He slipped and didn't make it. Yeah. I personally would have went for the.
He's done pretty well on quarterback sneaks through the year.
But,
I get it. It's hindsight. That's the greatest coach in the world. But
though I think Kansas City ain't as good as they have been. It's obvious.
Do you ever watch Gridiron Heights?
No.
Okay, so it's like a stupid animated thing they do, but they're all
like I know what you're talking about. I've seen some stuff
they did one where it was like all of them, it's supposed to be the spooky episode, and it's all the past Super Bowl playoff teams all going and hanging out in a house, and meanwhile all of the other like the up and coming teams are all scaring them in the house. And so they have like Mahomes. Oh no, they figured us. We spent all our money on offense, but forgot to upgrade our defense. But
love it.
But yeah, I mean that's what's killing them. And then so you got Atlanta at Miami.
I went with Atlanta.
I'm going with Miami with a very low confidence pick. This is a toss-up game, but I think Miami might be able. Now, do you think? I know Deshaun said I don't want to go to Miami. But do you think that he might actually go there?
Deshaun Watson?
Yeah, they were just going to say they're going to trade him. Because right now, they could use him. Anybody can use him because the NFL doesn't, they basically have no proof right now. So they can't suspend him, charge him, anything. And so teams can just use whatever. So.
I guess it's why not, right?
All right. You got New York Jets at the Patriots.
I went with the Patriots.
Yeah, with the Patriots too.
Definitely.
Carolina at New York Giants.
I'm going with the Panthers.
Going with the Panthers on this one as well. Cincinnati at Baltimore.
Low confident points. I'm going Bengals.
I was definitely on the edge, but I'm going with Baltimore on this. Baltimore has been playing lights out the last couple of weeks.
But Baltimore's been playing really good, too. I just have...
Cincinnati has been playing extremely well.
Yeah, and I don't know. I just... Low confidence. And I'm taking a chance.
It's like me with Detroit in the last couple of weeks. Low confidence. I think they have a chance, but, Philadelphia at the Las Vegas somethings. Oh, that's what they are.
Yes.
I'm going with the Raiders on this one.
Yay. Of course I'm going with the Raiders.
Oh, okay. I just want to make sure. I didn't know you were going with the Eagles on this one. Low confidence pick, Eagles. What? You got Detroit going into the Rams. There is no way in hell I could pick Detroit on this one.
Watch them pull it out their ass. But
watch, Goff is going to come back and just fucking light up the field.
Goff hasn't been playing that bad.
No, he hasn't.
And it's not like, I think other than one game, Detroit has been in every single fucking game.
That's why I've been picking them. I just don't think that this is the game that they can do. Yeah, now, they could totally prove me wrong, and I'm going to lose a bunch of points or whatever it's going on. Great. I will be happy if Detroit beats the Rams. No problem.
Yeah, well, either way, though, I'm still going with the Rams.
All right, then you got Houston at Arizona.
Yeah,
that's kind of,
Of course, this will be the game.
Terrible. This is going to be the game that they fucking lose. This will be the game
that they'll lose. Watch.
Right. And this is going to be where, like, let's put everything into Arizona this week, and they're going to be blown out 45-3. Ugh, God. You got Chicago at Tampa Bay.
I'm going with the Bucks, unfortunately.
Oh, so did Ito. Jesus Christ, Ito. No faith? No faith in your Bears, man? I'm going with Bucks, too. Colts at San Francisco. I'm not going to try to say Indianapolis. You know who I'm going with.
Yeah, you're going with the Colts like me.
Nope, 49ers.
If Dorsett was still there, I was going to go with the Niners. But even though Dorsett wasn't playing too bad. Or not Dorsett.
Forsett?
No, the backup they had.
Yeah.
No, Dorsett's in Miami.
He's in Miami. You're talking about Wentz? Who's their backup? I don't know who the backup is.
I'm trying to remember who the fucking backup was.
You're talking about Brissett. You're talking about Jacoby Brissett, who's with Miami.
There you go. Okay.
But is Carson Wentz out?
No, he's in. He even played last week.
Right.
He played his ass off. And the way they played last week, I think they're going to continue to roll that over with that win they got, and that's why I'm going with the Colts. Otherwise, I was going with the Niners, but now that Wentz is back and he's playing his ass off, I'm going with the Colts.
I know it's Buckner's homecoming in terms of the defense, from the team that he started with. The only thing that always worries me about this game is the quarterback situation that we've got. We've got Jimmy, who's probably going to be the one playing, but he's still a little bit hurt, but he's been practicing. And then you got Trey Lance, who has been out this week. So it seems like it's going to be Jimmy, or else you're going to go with third string. I'm not so worried. I'm been more worried about the defense, and the defense giving up things very, very late, and not being able to get many takeaways, and that's the problem that we have.
That's the other
our
thing.
Safeties and our secondary are pretty weak.
Taylor
and hurt.
Taylor's been running his ass off for the Colts too.
Yeah.
So
the run defense has been better than the pass defense, unfortunately.
Yeah. All I know is as long as whoever's starting at quarterback keeps throwing to Deebo Sanders, I'll be happy.
Deebo Samuel,
him
Sanders.
Too. Fuck him.
What?
Him too. Whatever. As long as he catches the ball.
I just hope people get in there. I think Kittle's going to be out, but I have faith that they're going to pull out this win on this one. Then you got New Orleans playing in Seattle. Still no Wilson for another 4 weeks.
Yeah, that's true. I'm looking at my pick. I picked Seattle
against the Steelers. They played tight, but the Steelers were up a lot in the first half, and in the second half, they were just basically playing defensively the whole time. So I still think Seattle's defense is suspect. Their offense, they've got playmakers, but I still don't know if Geno Smith he's basically right now, he's kind of playing for a job, because if he can play well enough, maybe the people look at him like, hey, he's better than Heineke that we have over here in Washington. Let's try him out for a year and see if he can make the team and do whatever. Because they had no faith in him by bringing in Fitzpatrick, and until Fitzpatrick got hurt, he was supposed to be the starter for Washington. There's a lot of teams, even with Dallas, you could probably bring in Geno Smith, and he might make, if he does well while he plays this. So, I don't know. This is very low confidence, but I go with New Orleans. What's up?
Oh, Cal scored another touchdown, 20-3.
I was just trying to figure out what's going on.
Anyways.
Oh, Nagy sucks, Ito says.
But I'm going. I'm going to keep with this extremely low confidence pick and keep Seattle.
It's one of those games, I didn't really want to watch the Denver and Cleveland game. I was just like, I can do something else. And that's what I did. All right, so that's the picks for this week. So the other thing that we I guess is more of a discussion that we're going to talk about is, the spooky season is upon us, and it is spooky time, as I put in our title. So, 5 favorite slashers. So who would you put in your slashers of all time?
Well, are we going back and forth, or are we just gonna?
I think we could just go kind of back and forth. It's a lot of it's off the top of my head because I've got way too many that are to mention, and I don't want to. At the same time, it's not like there's gonna be ones in here, of course, that everybody fucking knows.
Yeah.
But maybe we have one or two that's kind of off.
All right. Well, I'll start off with number 5. I put, and I'm counting if there's a group of them. I'm just counting them as a group.
Okay.
So, The Strangers.
Okay.
I like both the movies. I like the whole thing of them just kind of, you were there, and now we're doing this to you. And the way they mess with the people, unfortunately, I don't like that, spoiler alert, that in the second one they basically kill them. So there ain't going to be a third one unless they have copycats.
What, aren't they being hunted in the second one or something?
No, they just basically came across this trailer park that was empty except for the people taking care of it, and then the family was coming to make a stop there while I think they were taking the daughter to a military school or something like that.
Okay.
And then that's when they got stalked. But I don't know, I just like the whole creepiness behind them, and the whole point of, like, say in the first one, why are you doing this? Yeah, you were home.
Yeah.
So, I wish we had more with them. You know, and maybe they can do something else, a prequel, or just make another one and say whatever, you know, copycats or something. But the premise behind them, I like it.
All right, I think that's valid with everything that you got. I'm gonna go with Frank from Maniac, and I don't know if you've ever seen Maniac. So in 2018, there was a reboot of the series, and that's the one I kind of like a little better. And it's Elijah Wood playing the serial killer. That's basically, and it is brutal. Like from one of the first scenes where you see with the girl, she's being chased, and all of a sudden, you know, you don't see who the maniac is, but he like slices her throat and then scalps her and cuts off. There's the brain that's like showing out, and again, it's just like one of those people to be sadistic, and it's expertly played. Elijah Wood has never been fucking creepier. Like, to think of that guy, to watch him as a child actor and grow up alongside of him, because he's basically around our age. I think he's a little younger than me. He's around, I think, your age right now. Maybe he's like 39, maybe 40, somewhere around there.
How old is Elijah Wood?
And it's just absolutely insane. Is it listening to me?
I found this on the web.
Yes. He was born in 81.
So then he's 40.
Yeah.
So he's a year younger than me, but he, you know, remember watching, what's that movie, North, with Bruce Willis, where he divorces his parents?
Yeah.
Like, you think of those, or Radio Flyer, and then all of a sudden you see him, like, with Come to Daddy, too, the way that he plays that role. Mm-hmm. I just really like Elijah Wood, and I think that Maniac is possibly his best role.
I like it. I have to check it out. Number 4, I'm going to have to say, I just use them as the Devil's Rejects.
Okay. The Firefly family.
Basically, the Firefly family. I mean, you have the main 3, and it'd be hard to pick out of those 3.
I'd probably would pick Otis.
That's the thing. I want to pick Otis, but it's hard not to pick Captain Spaulding.
But see, if I have to do it as a killer, I don't think Captain Spaulding really kills as much as Otis does.
Yeah,
like,
true.
Otis is scarier than Captain Spaulding. Like, Spaulding does a bunch of stuff, and he's a badass dude, but the way the character is, in the beginning, you don't know that he's a part of the family.
Yeah.
Until much later.
Yep.
Right? Whereas Otis, especially in House of 1,000 Corpses, that's the guy you fear.
And that's why you almost want to basically pick Otis, because, and then all his logic and between everything, and then the way he's smart. He's such a smart dude, you know. But yeah, so I gotta say you say the Firefly family, because even what's his name that came in, they brought in for
the last one.
For
what's
the
his name?
from Hell.
Yeah, for Rich. Oh God, why can't I remember his name?
I can picture his face.
As I fucked up his last name so many times when we were talking about it. But yeah, no, he's great, and he's the cousin of the family, coming in 3 from Hell, taking the place of Sid Haig.
And I think he did fucking
I think
beautifully.
he's great. I remember hating him in Doom back in the day, because that's the first time that I see him.
Yeah.
Richard Brake. But after that, I have loved every role that he's done, because like as Doomhead in 31, he's fucking fantastic. Even if that movie is just kind of okay, him in that is just...
Oh, I loved him in 31.
Brilliant. Absolutely wonderful. And I really want to see that Amazon movie that they just released with him, which is like Hotel something, or Bingo Hell, or something like that. It was going to be one of the movies, but people picked Night of the Demons to watch. All right, so my list... Now, this is probably one that everybody's like, why? What's going on? And it's just because I love the character. I think it's really silly and ridiculous, and it's Turkey from the Thanksgiving series. Because the character is... The other characters in that movie are so stupid, right? In both movies. They are dumb. But he's the smartest character. He is pretty damn evil, and he's quippy. And that's why, I mean, you have to think of him even though he's kind of a mockery of the whole thing, and Thanksgiving, ooh, all that stuff. But the fact that if you take Freddy Krueger and him, they're both similar. They're both sarcastic. They're both hilarious. They get lots of kills. I just really like it, and it's how much I liked the first movie in comparison to the second movie. But in the second movie, Turkey is the best part of it. So, and it's that thing, but it's really silly, it's really stupid, but it's one of my favorite like slashers out there. It's one of those movies. Somebody asked the question of what, and maybe I can get your answer after this. You can think about it for a little bit. But what's the horror movie that you can keep going back, or horror movies you can keep going back to that give you like a sense of comfort, right? Or like not necessarily comfort, but that you still really enjoy no matter how many times you watch them. And
I get what you're saying by saying comfort, because you're not like, oh yes, the murder, but
it
just
reminds
like,
you something.
Yeah,
like so. My examples to answer that question were the creature from the Black Lagoon, because it always reminds me of my grandfather and my grandmother, and then I even said like eating my grandma's empanadas when she made them for us when we were kids, and my grandfather explaining things in the film and how they did something or what are shots. Those things. That's that comfort going through.
Your grandpa explains stuff during a movie? What are you talking about?
And then the other one I said is Killer Clowns from Outer Space. You know, because Killer Clowns, it's a connection to my wife. It's her favorite movie, and I still really I can watch it at any time. If I'm feeling terrible, if I'm sick, and I put on Killer Clowns, I'll feel better. Mm-hmm. It's cheesy, it's whatever it is, but it's fun. And then the other one, now thinking about it, is Kind of Thanksgiving. It's a movie that I can put on because it connects me to one of the first, they did the podcast. I remember when I saw it, it was around my whole family with my mom and everybody. Surprisingly, everybody sat and watched it, and we all enjoyed it, and we're doing the whole, making fun of it and whatever.
Did you
especially
all enjoy
stuffed.
The tits in the first 5 minutes?
I don't think she showed up during that time.
No.
And my dad would have been like, oh, yeah, like they that outfit she wore was pretty good. Like I told you about the time that we caught him watching badminton, and they were like young girls playing badminton on the team. Their form is so good. Dad. My dad is not that type of person. Like there's different guys that can just talk about everything, and like I've never talked to my dad about girls. I've never had the talk with him. My dad just avoids that shit. So I don't know, not saying that you need to know about your dad's like sexual conquests or whatever. But I'm pretty sure that at least some point, like your dad might have said something about a girl when you were younger or something like that. Yeah, my dad's never done that. Period. So, but yeah. So what's your number 3? Sorry, long tangent.
It's all good. So mine are basically going into classics now.
Okay.
I feel like there's some other ones. I might do some honorable mentions after this, but
okay.
Definitely number 3. And these top 3 are what you were just saying, similar to the whole comfort. These are movies that I constantly watch. If it's on, I'm watching it. Number 3 is Chucky.
Okay.
Charles Lee Ray. A knife. It's classic.
Brad Dourif.
Yep. Oh yeah. And nothing against Mark Hamill. I didn't mind the remake and his voicing in it and everything, because he's such a great voice actor. But if you're going to go Chucky, you have to go.
If you're going to do Chucky, it's all about Brad Dourif. Have you watched the series yet?
I watched the first episode.
I have not yet. I need to see it.
I enjoyed it. It was good. I'm waiting to see where else this goes.
A lot of people like it because it actually connects, to the whole series. And the thing is like same with everyone. I really liked Cult of Chucky and Curse of Chucky. I thought those were actually really good films compared to like Seed of Chucky, which is just weird.
Which is kind of funny because they're all related, but it's like what you don't know whatever happened to Shitface.
Yeah.
Or Glenn, was it
Glenda?
Glenn and Glenda? Yeah,
though I think he gets mentioned in the series because I've seen a clip.
Okay, well, we'll see what happens, but like I said, I think the second episode just happened this week.
Yeah, I think the first 4 are online if you want to watch them.
Oh, okay, well, but one thing that made me laugh was because we recorded it off as Sci-Fi, and they're fucking all that shit just being said.
Oh yeah,
because it's so late, it must be okay. But
I think it's at like 11 at night or something like that.
But I was like, whoa!
It's weird because FX does it as well for the stuff that's at late at night. Because honestly, regular cable channels, they don't have to censor that. They're not required to because they're not publicly broadcasted. You have to pay to get those channels, but they just choose not to.
Which I don't. It's cussing's whatever.
Yeah, it's whatever.
But anyways.
Yeah. Fuckity fuck. What's the big fucking deal, bitch?
But just something about Chucky, man. Just the voice, like I said, one of my favorite lines ever is from Child's Play 2. He's just like, "Come on, Andy, I won't hurt anybody. Just let me out. Open this fucking door!" This way he does shit is fucking great. I fucking love it.
It's always been a really great mix of like comedy and horror, and like the very big, the slasher tropes are definitely great in there.
Yeah,
so.
And one of the other things that I liked, Seed of Chucky was a fucking mess. We all know that.
Yeah.
I also watch it, but damn.
Yeah.
But one of my favorite things in that movie is when he's like, you know what? I'm fucking Chucky, the killer doll. This is who I am, and I want to be him. Because before that, he was trying to get out of the body.
Right.
And now he's just like, fuck it. I am who I am. This is me. I'm going for it. Hi, I'm Chucky. Wanna play?
All right, so number 3 for me is also a classic as well, and it's Pinhead.
Okay.
I love the Hellraiser. Like, Hellraiser 2 are great movies. Hellraiser 3, haven't seen it in a long time, but I remember not liking it so much. We always joke about the CD, the DJ Cenobite that's in there. And then you got Bloodlines, which I don't think is that bad. It's one of those so bad it's good type of Hellraiser. But Pinhead, I've always liked the idea, and maybe just the Cenobites in general. Only using Pinhead because that's the main Cenobite, right? But all the Cenobites, like, I just love the designs of them. I love what they like, the whole thing of Pleasure from Pain. Did you see the Rick and Morty episode where they went to the Cenobite world?
Was it in the last season?
It was this last season, yeah.
I haven't seen any of the last season.
It is fucking hilarious. Like, they go and see all the different Cenobites and everything like that. It's one of the best. And even Kat, she had to watch the episode because she loves Pinhead too. That's like her favorite like horror icon.
See, I look at that though. Is he a slasher?
He's a slasher. It's part of the slasher genre. He rips people apart. They're killing people. There's monsters, demons. I would put him in the slashers. I mean, if I had to take him out, then I'd probably put Jason Voorhees in his place, but that's where I would drop it. Like, Jason's really not on my list, but if I had to pick a slasher, I would say, okay, I do kind of like them more than I like Pinhead, or Jason would drop to the bottom of my list and everybody would move on.
I don't know. For me, it's borderline slasher / monster movie.
Yeah, I view it in that slasher because the way that it moves and how the kills happen and the perspectives that you get. A lot of people with slashers, it's mostly because the knife's in your hand or whatever like that. That's where it kind of comes from, right? Is the fact they're slashing people up with that. But there's a lot of slashers that are also monster movies too. You could take werewolf movies and you can call werewolf movies slashers as well.
I would just call that a monster movie, in my opinion.
I understand, but I would put Pinhead in this list, and if this is my list, damn it, that's where Pinhead goes. So,
well, for number 2 for me, my top 2 should be very, very predictable.
It's going to be one of two.
Arm. Number 2 for me is Michael Myers.
Okay.
Now, which is funny because it's only going to be obvious who my first one is. But, and I'll get into that when I get into this one. I just, once again, comfort. If there's a Halloween movie on, I'm watching it. The only one I might not watch is Halloween 2 from Rob Zombie. But, once again, he goes, like I said, go back to the whole comfort thing. And you talk about connections with your wife. That's definitely a connection to my wife and my wife's side of the family. And
so I say, for some reason, Mexicans fucking love Michael Myers.
Yeah. So, it's probably because he uses that 3 flowers in his hair.
Oh, I know. It's always slicked back too.
But yeah, definitely number 2 for me is Michael Myers.
Mike Myers goes through pomade like.
So, time to go killing, eh?
Yeah, let's do it. All right, so number 2 on my list is Art the Clown from Terrifier.
I still need to finish watching that.
Terrifier is one of the best modern slashers that there is. All Hallows Eve is great too, but All Hallows Eve is a anthology movie. But they still all involve Art the Clown. The way the current guy, David, what is his last name? I always forget. But the way that he plays Art the Clown is just fucking amazing. With no dialogue, he's basically like a mime clown, but creepy fucking demon clown guy, and how brutal he is. Like, that is like the pinnacle of slashers for me. And we got he's just laughing because he was saying Maggie sucks earlier, but Ito's laughing now. But yeah, definitely, if you've never seen either of those movies, do yourself a favor, go and watch those
I started
movies.
watching Terrifier when I was flying to Indiana.
That's hard to watch on a plane.
That's why I stopped.
Yeah, I watched the Evil Dead reboot, I remember, on a plane, and I shouldn't have watched that whole movie with the old lady sitting next to me and buckets of blood.
Yeah, well, I think it was, or maybe it was Hawaii I was going to.
Okay.
Either way, there was a kid behind me, and I knew they could see my screen, so I turned it off.
Like, you didn't get to the one scene, did you?
I only got when the reporter gets killed at the beginning.
Okay, what were you in the diner? Did you already go through the diner scene?
No.
Like
I said, it was like after that first kill, I was like right at the beginning.
Okay, so that's like
I was
right
like,
at the beginning.
I saw how brutal. I was like, I knew there was a kid behind me, and I said,
it gets even worse than that.
I'm sure it does. And it doesn't bug me.
And the thing is I remember that Kat was watching it because her friend has been suggesting these horror movies, and she's been watching them. Even though I do a horror movie podcast, and she doesn't listen to a fucking thing I say. But so she was watching Terrifier, and she's like, "Have you seen this before?" I'm like, "Yeah, I did a podcast with Dave on it." I said, "And if you're planning to eat right now because we're about to have dinner," I'm like, "You need to stop it like before this happens." And she's like, "What do you mean?" Just stop. Like, that, eat, wait a while, then come back to that scene. And then later she's like, "Oh, I see."
I'll see where I wouldn't give a shit and just eat.
No, see, I can eat through most things, and she's the one, surprisingly, with the weak stomach when it comes to that stuff. But nonetheless, all right, what is your number one? Number one.
Well, it should only be obvious.
Oh, okay, it's Victor Crowley.
Yeah.
Same
guy. Actor. No, yeah, definitely Jason Voorhees. Kill. Yeah, always fucking love Jason. This is what I was trying to say is, I'll end up watching more Halloween movies than Friday the 13th sometimes. They just come around the house a lot more than Friday the 13th. Well, especially
during this season, they always do the Halloween marathon.
But even during the year, they'll play more Halloween movies than they will Friday the 13th. And I'll end up watching more Halloween movies. But Jason Voorhees has always been one of my favorites. And I just thought of a story I should have told when I was talking about Chucky, but but Jason, I don't know. There's just something about Jason Voorhees I like, with the whole hockey mask and the whole thing, and there's like that whole revolving around thing that he might be a what's it called from Evil Dead.
Oh, they might be a Deadite.
Deadite, yeah. Like that whole rumor going around and everything. I don't know. I've always been a big Jason Voorhees fan.
Oh, Ito said if number one isn't Hatchet, I'll be shocked.
For you?
For me. And unfortunately, it's not. Like, actually, he should probably have been on this list. I mean, I could probably replace, actually, I was going to say Jason Voorhees, but I could probably replace Pinhead with Victor Crowley, to be honest with you. But I don't think that he's as scary or has done the things to me, to my head. Even Terrifier being so recent, like Art the Clown, the idea of somebody that just doesn't give a shit. That's why Frank from Maniac is on here, because it just seems like that character doesn't give a shit. And, but number one for me is Freddy Krueger. Like, and that's because of my youth, and that was the first thing that fucking scared me. And I don't know how I saw it, and I know my wife, Kat, she saw it, and she was like, that was her favorite. Her favorite, I think, is actually Chucky. Like, she's a huge Chucky fan, and I don't know if I sent you the picture. Let me see if I can find it that she did when they went down to Disneyland.
Oh.
They went down to Oogie Boogie Bash, which allows people to dress up, the kids to dress up in there, and the parents and the adults and stuff like that.
Well, while you're doing that, I'll tell my Chucky story real quick. I might have told this before.
She dressed up as Tiffany.
Tiffany, yeah.
Yeah. from the series, and she did a really good job. Even put the mole in the right place and everything like that. I'm not going to show it on camera because I don't want to, get her out there, and she doesn't want to be out there. Yeah. But yeah, definitely Freddy Krueger. So that's number one.
Real quick, I gotta tell this Chucky story. When I was a kid, like I said, where I lived. My grandparents owned the property, and I got to grow up with my cousins, all in the same spot. Well, my cousin Ernie, he had one of those My Buddy dolls. Have you ever seen a My Buddy doll? Looks really close to the Chucky doll.
I think that Chucky is designed after that doll specifically.
So we had just watched Child's Play for the first time, which we probably shouldn't have, but we all had black boxes. And
what?
We found it on the ground.
Black boxes?
We found it on the ground.
Yeah, sure. Off the back of a truck.
Yeah, it was on the ground. We found it. And anyways, so we got a little freaked out. Like I said, we were probably like 6 or 7 or something. And so we looked at My Buddy doll and was like, yeah, no. So we put him in this closet. And the closet was... like, no one ever went into this closet. Like, they kept stuff in there, but I never saw... my grandparents never went into this closet. For nothing. So we put him in there. Well, we went outside to do something real quick. We were out there maybe 15 minutes, 20 minutes or something. We come back in the house, and the fucking doll is in the same fucking spot. The exact same spot that he was in when we had put him in the closet. We fucking flipped out. And come to find out that my grandma had came home, for whatever reason, went to that closet, which, like I said, we've never seen her. Saw the dolls. What the fuck is this doing here? And just happened to put it in the exact same
That's hilarious.
spot. And exact same spot. Like, just the way we picked it up. And
fucking Chucky.
Oh shit!
Chucky's gonna come get you, yeah.
But if I was gonna do some honorable mentions,
oh yeah,
I'd have to go. Freddy Krueger would definitely be on there.
Ghostface.
I love Freddy Krueger. I don't know. He didn't make my list. He'd probably be like number 6.
Robert Englund is so iconic to me, and the fact that was one of the first, like, one of the horror icon movies that I got to see, and I probably shouldn't seen. It was probably my uncle that put it on for Angela and Crystal when I was in the room, and then I watched it with them. It's probably what it is. And I've just always liked, even if the movies are bad, it's kind of in the same vein of Jason or Michael Myers. Like, you still enjoy the character even though the movies are bad. But the fact that with both Jason and The Shape, that there isn't any type of personality other than what the mask gives off, which is very hard to do as an actor. It's very hard to make yourself be menacing and stuff. But there's something with Freddy Krueger. It's why I like Turkey so much, because he's such an asshole at the same time, and he actually get to have that interaction. And it's not much, but Robert Englund does so much with that Freddy Krueger character that it's just that's why I mean he's my top.
I really like Ghostface, but it's kind of hard to put him on there in my eyes because each Ghostface has been a different person.
Yeah, but that's why you would do it like you do with the Strangers. Ghostface overall, it's a group of people.
I guess you could do that,
right?
Yeah.
I you know what? I've never seen. I don't think I've ever seen Scream 3 or Scream 4.
Really?
Like, I think I need to see.
You went to the theater to see 4 with us.
No, I've never seen Scream 4. I know for a fact Scream 4, never seen it. Scream 3, I might have, but I don't know. I'd have to see it again. I know I've seen Scream 2, and I thought, that's not bad.
We should do a marathon and then get ready for 5.
We should, at one of these times. I wish they were on Prime. I would do a Prime marathon with those movies. But
so, another one I have to throw in there, and this is like almost border what I was saying earlier, monster movie / slasher, but Leprechaun.
Godzilla. Oh, wait.
Go! There goes Tokyo.
Yeah. Go Godzilla.
But Leprechaun. Definitely Leprechaun.
I might put him in the slasher
That's what I'm saying.
genre.
He's that borderline again.
He's definitely in that slasher mix of things. You'd look at it. Now, the question that I posed on the Hatchet 3 with the stigmata that he's got going over there, but on the Hatchet 3 episode of the podcast, because I definitely would put Victor Crowley upon that list, as a great horror slasher guy.
I would.
But would you consider him to be like or worthy enough to be in the icon of those horror, like that top level? Because somehow, for some way, Pennywise has ended up in that group. And I don't agree. And it's not the old Pennywise, it's the new Pennywise. And I'm like, wait, why is he there? Like, he's literally been in these two movies, and it's not... While he's great in the first chapter, and he's still pretty good in the second, I don't think he deserves to be up there with Ghostface and, Freddy Krueger,
people
Jason
are scared
Voorhees.
of clowns and shit.
That's probably what it is. And when you see those pictures, you rarely see Chucky as part of that group, too.
And I'm thinking about it here. I don't know what I can I consider Pennywise a...
He's not a slasher.
I would consider that more like a paranormal kind of thing.
He's definitely a monster. He's an entity.
Yeah.
But I don't know if he should be up there, but like you don't hear enough people talk about Victor Crowley, and I think that series is just as iconic as what Rob Zombie's done with his own horror movies, right? Including all these horror actors, old school, new school, and creating a slasher, icon out of Victor Crowley. I get it. He hasn't had the theatrical releases that everybody else had, and honestly, he has been shunned by the movie industry for doing what he did, being a little too over to the top, and it sucks. But then maybe that would have gotten like more butts into the seats. Would have mean that guy, more people would know who he is.
Yep. The last one I have to give is Candyman.
Oh yeah, Candyman definitely. See, but then again, can you say that he's a slasher because he's kind of a supernatural type of being? But so is Jason Voorhees,
So is Michael Myers. So is Freddy Krueger.
Right, but they're all slashers. That's why I would say Pinhead belongs in that category. Right. So I think that those are all like things. You could even go, I don't know. I would say you could even put the Predator into it a little bit.
I was just about to say.
But would you? Kind of
I wouldn't put Predator or
I would definitely
Aliens.
From the first one. I would definitely put Alien in as a slasher.
But even it's a monster movie to me. It's a monster.
See that, and that's the problem. Is I think we have to
just because you use claws to kill, don't mean you're a slasher. Like
but not
American Werewolf in London.
That's definitely not a slasher, though.
But I'm just saying, like, would you consider... I just threw it because it's a werewolf movie.
Right.
Would you consider a werewolf movie a slasher movie? I wouldn't.
Yeah.
Even though he's going to tear you apart, maybe, slash at you, but I don't want to consider it.
It's
more of a, he's hunting you to kill you.
Hugs! Let me give you hugs!
Slender Man.
I get it. Slender Man, no, that's not. That's definitely not. Because that's definitely paranormal. Right?
That's what I mean.
So, if I have to remove Pinhead from the list, then I would put Victor Crowley.
No, you're fine. I can see where it's in there.
I could see, but I could also see where it's kind of not, and I would take it out. But really, Crowley, for me, should be on the list, to be honest, because I do really like that character. I think that it's played really well. I think that he's scary when he needs to be scary, and he's just as brutal, if not more, than the other slashers that we have out there, right? When you think of slasher and slasher films, I would definitely put him on that pantheon of characters. Mm-hmm. If you can't have Pennywise on the list of all these like slashers, like the Slash Street Boys, and you have a Pennywise appearance, he better be a fucking guest like vocalist for just a song. He shouldn't be a part of the Slash Street Boys, right? So,
but they didn't have him. The Slash Street Boys,
he was on one video.
But it was just like the videos that they were making. But it wasn't the Slash Street Boys they had as Michael Myers, Freddy, Ghostface, Jason, and Leatherface.
Right.
So
now, is Leatherface even a part of your list? Like, where does he fall? Like,
he would fall slasher for me.
But would he be somewhere in your top 10, or would you like?
He'd be top 10.
Because I've always been like Leatherface, like the Texas
he'd be like the
Chainsaw Massacre
movies. If anything,
movies,
he'd be like number 10.
Like, okay.
Yeah, but I mean, I would say he's a slasher. And then what puts him over is that chainsaw. Like, a fucking machete, a knife, a hand glove blade. Those are all things that can fuck you up and kill you, and you don't want to be tortured. I get it.
Yeah,
but the fact, there's something about that chainsaw being revved up, and then here...
I like how Ito over here, he's like, don't read my mind, because he was asking about the Leprechaun movies. I should just leave this over here. Wasn't sure we're going to use the other screen. But then, saying more sci-fi, which I think was in response to the Predator, as well as should you go around town putting red balloons in places and messing with people. I would never do that to anybody. I don't know. I just feel like that's kind of fucked up. I would do that maybe to family, but I don't know if I'd do it around, But, like, Texas Chainsaw, I think Leatherface is a great character, but I've just never been a big fan of the movies, because I think there's only maybe 1, 2 that have been, besides the first one, that have been, like, really great, right? It's just kind of like, and I've always thought of Leatherface as kind of a secondary type of character to those movies, rather than everything else that's going around.
Yeah, the family.
Yeah. So it's like putting, that's why, like you say, the Firefly family, like if you had the name of that family for the Texas Chainsaw, I'd probably put them all together, including Leatherface. But Leatherface is the most iconic just because of the way he looks.
There's a death battle for you. The Leatherface family versus the Fireflies.
Versus the Firefly family.
I'm still going to go with the Fireflies. Real quick, before we move on to the next thing, I want to give a shout out to PTO Unlimited podcast, because they're the ones that kind of had this whole talk about who's your favorite slasher, and it kind of turned into an idea for me for like a list. So I got to give credit where credit's due on that one.
Now we wait for Pat to scare Crystal and post it so we can all hear the scream. Do it again. Some of the other people that are on this list, I was looking at some of the slasher people. You got Norman Bates. He definitely is a slasher. He would belong on the list.
And I've never seen this movie. I know you're going to yell at me. But, what's his name from American Psycho?
Oh, you're talking about Christian Bale's character?
Yeah.
Yeah. I could see it, but I wouldn't put him on the list.
What about Rick Moranis' character from...
from Little Shop of Horrors? Yeah, he belongs on the pantheon of slashers. They do have Pinhead. They put on this list, and for somehow Pennywise.
Yeah, but here's and like I said, I don't have a problem with Pinhead, but they also had Jigsaw on there, and I don't think
Jigsaw deserves to be on there. It's a slasher movie.
He should
but
be known as a horror icon list,
right?
I give you that, but to put him on a slasher list, I just...
This list has Billy from Black Christmas on it.
You ever watch that remake? Not the
Maniac.
Not the one that just came out, but the other remake.
Of which one?
Black Christmas.
Oh, the one in the middle?
Yeah.
I've seen it. I have seen it before, but it's okay.
Yeah. I don't know if
it's got that weird brother-sister thing going on. That's the thing that I'm like...
What are you doing, step bro?
Oh God, I can't make that joke. I already made it 3 times in a row, supposedly. We've got the miner from My Bloody Valentine, Pinhead, Jigsaw, which I don't agree with. You're right. Mr. Slauson from Tourist Trap, which is a not really well-known movie from the 80s.
Did Angela make the list?
Did Angela? Oh no, not from Sleepaway Camp. Yeah. But she's not really okay. Guess you can fit that. Leatherface,
as a slasher.
Ghostface, Chucky, Pamela Voorhees is on this list, which would make sense if you're talking about like the original Friday the 13th. Candyman, Jason Voorhees, and Norman Bates from the list. But there's got to be a couple of other people that you would be thinking of. Sarah Bennett. Oh, it's from a TV show called Slasher. But yeah, there's not really, I mean...
Would you consider, now it's a TV show, and I've never seen it, but I've heard about it, plenty about it, but Dexter?
Yeah, he's kind of in there. I mean, he's a serial killer, and I guess you could put serial killers in the slasher type of thing, but I don't know if, How
about, we need to get a movie all about the Calendar Man from Batman.
The Calendar, yeah, you could. I would rather see.
No, I'm sorry, not the Calendar Man. Zsasz, Victor Zsasz.
Yeah, that's who I was thinking about. I'm like, Calendar Man. I wonder why we need to have.
What the fuck?
What date and time is your appointment for Calendar Man to go out there?
I don't know why. You know why I'm thinking of Calendar Man is because, did you see on HBO Max under the DC part?
Ooh, Billy Chapman from Silent Night, Deadly Night.
They have 2 new. It's a part 1 and a part 2 called The Longest Halloween Night or
Never
something
heard
like
of
that. Yeah, they just like recently went up under the DC app. And it's a 2-part thing. They're both about an hour and a half ish, and they had some stuff with the calendar.
I'm really surprised that they didn't save the What If zombie episode for the Halloween time. Just released it as a special.
Oh, well, they're already done with the whole thing.
I know they're done with What If, but I'm saying that why didn't they hold that one out until like the week of Halloween special? What if Halloween?
Did you finish that?
Zombies? No, I never did.
Okay,
I need to.
I'm glad I didn't say something.
Good. All right, so I think that's it for our lovely slashers for this one. So we got one last thing to do, and that is talk about Halloween Kills. So if you guys have seen this is your warning now. We're going to talk about spoilers, and we'll try to keep this somewhat relatively quick, I think, for this episode.
Yeah, I'm getting hungry.
What was your thoughts?
I enjoyed it. I was hoping for a good jump scare, which I didn't get, but both these movies, there was the connection with Halloween 3, like with those masks. But one of the biggest details, I think, that was shown in this one, and it was also in the commercial, too, when they showed them on the what the hell is those things called?
On the little roundabout thing?
Yeah. That they actually had the detail for the
Silver Shamrock?
The Silver Shamrock logo on the back. I thought that was really cool. I like the fact that they brought back all the characters from the original movie.
With the original actors, too.
Except for Tommy, right?
I think Tommy was the only one that wasn't, but everybody else were the original actors, which was really cool.
Yeah.
I thought that was excellent.
The biggest problem I have with these new movies is that Halloween 2 doesn't count, and H2O. Like, in my eyes, I think it would have been really cool to have Halloween 2 count, have Halloween H2O count, and then go from there. And instead of her having a daughter, it would have been Josh Hartnett coming back. I think that would have been really cool. But I just feel like they make him. These last 2 movies are way better in the fact of showing what of a killer he is. But in the first one, basically, he escapes a mental institution, and he kills 3 people
in the very first movie. Yeah.
If you count, well, I think it's more than that technically, because he killed someone at the gas station or the truck, remember that when he changed his clothes. So you got that guy he killed.
Are you talking about the first of this trilogy?
The very first Halloween.
Okay.
So he killed I think 5 people technically. Yeah. And I'm not batting an eye at 5 people being killed, but it's just the whole thing behind Michael Myers I don't think was as scary, going from one movie that Laurie survived it, and now she's been preparing for over 40 years just in case he gets out. If you add the other stuff, then there's more of a worry to it, But I feel like the other thing about it is him just being in a mental institution for 40 years. He killed all the people that he killed. I think that they would have executed him.
Probably.
Especially back in the 70s.
They do kind of talk about that for a bit in this film as well.
Yeah.
Which I thought was cool how they did it, The
flashback stuff.
The flashback stuff.
I like how they added the stuff.
And how they added, we're spoiling, so how they added Loomis.
Well, we said we were going to spoil.
So how they added him back into the film.
I shot him 6 times!
Yeah. So I don't know if that was dialogue from another movie when they did that. Or if somebody was emulating his voice, because I know that wasn't him, and that was just that weird CGI, put the his face on somebody else's body type thing, which it still was cool to see. I agree with you in terms of the aesthetic. I think the scares are there in this one. I think this movie did a lot better on tension than the other one did, than the other Halloween did, not the original. Now, the fun fact about the first one is that they didn't want to make him this huge killer specifically for ratings, like the rating of the film. So they wouldn't go into the X territory. Because originally he was supposed to kill more, and they were supposed to be a lot more violent than what they were. But to avoid that, the producers agreed that they would tone those things down.
You talking about
in the original Halloween.
The original.
The very first one. Because the second one, no. The Halloween 2018 is brutal. It's brutal, and this is more brutal than that movie, right? But that's why they did it with that Halloween. And so, and I think that ends up being better for the character of Michael Myers. Because it kind of continued in other films, right? But they were also trying to go for cash grabs to not get the rated R or be able to get the kids in the seats, instead.
And my thing is, okay, I get why you took out 4, 5, and 6.
Right.
I get it. Even Resurrection, obviously. But Halloween 1 and 2, I think, should at least have been in there. And like I said, I just feel like if they would have kept... Because that's the other thing. John Carpenter did 1, he did 2, and he did H2O. Mm-hmm. So, why wouldn't you kept that realm in there,
Right.
But jump scares, I really didn't get anything on this one. But
there was one that kind of got me because it was unexpected. But... And I forgot, and I think it was also because Joey was jumping at the same time next to me, and I got Mary on the other. I'm in between Mary and fucking Joey, the two jumpiest motherfuckers on the planet. And all I needed is Andrea to sit right in front of me, and I got 3 of them, and then they're all punching me.
She's a jumper too.
She's a huge fucking jumper. She's the hitting jumping person. I got socked in the arm because of her. Because some movie we went and saw.
That's funny. Well.
But
kills. What did I say before the movie started? I said I'm looking for some really good kills and some jump scares. I didn't get the jump scare,
but you got
so much.
Kills.
But I got some really good kills, and I enjoyed it.
So then this is both a positive and negative about it, because it feels like they're trying to turn Michael Myers into Jason Voorhees. Like they're trying to make his kills super brutal and gory, and I don't know if it belongs in a Michael Myers movie. Like. I don't think that he's had kills that were on this level of popping a guy's eyeballs out, or I like the fact, and this is going to sound terrible, it's going to make me sound like Brig, that they killed a kid, out of those 3 kids, even though you don't see him kill the kid, he still had the kid's head and threw the head at the fucking car. I'm like, I applaud you because horror movies nowadays don't kill children, And the thing is that these people, if he's as evil as you say he is, he's not going to care who the fuck you are. I'm just going to fucking kill you, which is what he did. So I'm glad that they did something like that.
And so here's my issue with some of the actors in this. Okay, so the guy who plays Tommy, I feel like he looked almost older than Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yeah.
And Jamie Lee Curtis was supposed to be 17, 18 when she was babysitting Tommy, who was probably 9,
right?
And then if you look at Tommy and Lindsay, so the original actor for Lindsay comes back, or should I say the way Annie said it, Lindsay. She looked like Tommy could have been her dad, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they're supposed to be the same exact age. That's one issue I had. Same thing with Tommy looked almost as old as the nurse did, and she was supposed to be an adult.
And she was the original
actress. So it's I think they did since they couldn't get the kid who played Tommy to come back. Why did you not just have someone? I don't know. Bring Paul Rudd back. He played fucking Tommy in Halloween 6. But I mean, they needed a better actor for that character. I think.
And that was Anthony Michael Hall that played Tommy too. Mm-hmm. And the thing is that it's not terrible. Major spoiler: don't read aloud. Oh, at the end of the movie, he was And the thing is that we were doing spoilers too, so it's okay if I say this out loud, that at the end of the movie, because this is one of my biggest gripes about it, and I'm going to tell you, is that the fact of the matter is that they announced before this movie was made that they're making 2 movies. That we have Halloween Kills and Halloween Ends. I don't need to have him come back at the end of this. I know what's going to happen. I know that he's going to come back. Right? And part of the fun is in the next movie, how did he survive what happened? If they ended it there, I would have been like, oh man, They killed him. How is he going to come back for the next movie? Because that was the same thought in here, is that they went in, they killed him at the end of the last movie, supposedly, by burning him alive and trapping him downstairs. Well, how did he get out to actually do the massacre again? That's half the fun. I know that he's going to survive. But here, you try to throw this bullshit fucking twist where, he's, it's not just, Michael Myers is not just a person, he's fear itself. Which is great, and it's a great line, not discounting that. And the idea, I get it, because that's part of the thing why they did the whole mob thing, the mob mentality stuff. These people were so afraid of him that they were just willing to kill anything, but they also didn't need to bring that guy in, that separate escapee. Yeah. I think that was pointless. But right there at the end, they're all excited. You know that he's going to survive and, he's going to come back. Like, so this isn't surprising to me that he gets up and kills everybody. Yeah. Right? Well, and you got people like Ito that wants to see people die.
I want to see people die, too. I'm upset that the damn granddaughter lived. I want her to...
Oh, God.
Hate the bitch!
And she was worse than the first movie.
Yeah.
Like, again, and this was also, like, leaned over to Joey. I'm like, this is dumb decisions, the movie. Like, every time they had a chance to get out, they just don't go and leave. No, I gotta go. Like fucking Mad TV guy. No, Michael. No. Don't do it, Michael.
Little John.
Yeah, Little John.
You should have been like, Michael, look what I can do.
Look at me.
Okay, I'll give you another one. A couple of things that I caught.
That scene, real fast. That I was saying, that scene where he sees that his husband's been killed, or boyfriend, or whatever you want to call him, and then he looks, you've come home, Michael. Just get the fuck out of there. Why do you gotta look at him and I'm like, I guess you're gonna kill me because this is your house?
Yeah. So, a couple of things. One, the fact that they took this whole thing away with her, like, that they're not brother and sister and all that. That's something I can't stand in this whole series. And then it's like, it was never about you, Lori. Loomis, or the fake Loomis, brought him over to you, and that's why he was there, and it has nothing to do with you, and it's like, as big as, say, Freddy and Nancy. Mm-hmm. They even brought back in the new Nightmare. Sidney and Ghostface.
It's always connected. Even if it's different people, it's always Sidney.
Yeah. And to me, it's Michael Myers and Laurie Strode. And now it's just kind of like, this bitch just has gone psycho and...
I think that you're going to find out that there is something else with a third movie.
I hope so.
Like, I think they're setting it up because she's in it for what? 10 minutes? Maybe max?
15.
But, again, like, you're expecting there to be more about Laurie Strode in this, and she's barely in it.
Yeah. So the other thing to me, two things. So in the last movie, when Hopkins gets stabbed in the throat, They run his ass over after. Remember?
I don't think they do.
I'm going to go back and look. I'm like 99% sure that he gets in the car, they drive forward or backs up, whatever, and run over him.
See, I don't remember that. Okay. Like, and I really feel like I should have watched that before watching this.
And I asked Crystal and Angela, and they both thought they remembered that too. So that's weird. So then the other thing, that whole part with the gay couple thing, and they're in Michael Myers' house. Mm-hmm. Remember, Big John locks the door.
Oh, yeah. There's continuity errors all over the place.
They go upstairs to get killed, and then, what's his name, goes, almost, door's unlocked.
Lonnie goes in there, and he's like, I'm going to go in this. Yeah, no, it's like Michael Myers. He's like, I want to make sure people come into my house. So I'm going to go downstairs so I can kill him. I'm going to unlock the door before. Because, no, he's up in the window, and everybody sees that he's staring out, so he... that was my big thing. And the scene with the fucking knife where she puts a goddamn Michael Myers machete right next to her, and it's sitting there, and then all of a sudden it's on the chair over in the corner with all of her other stuff. Like, it would have, the nurse would have come in and said, hey, look, there's machete here. Oh, we're just going to put this nice little thing over here in the corner. Yeah. I'm going to leave it with your stuff, Lori, because, that's cool. No, she would have, thrown it away. It wouldn't have been there. And if she woke up, she would have woke up with it right here. Where's my granddaughter? But her fucking big blade is here. Must be for protection.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any fucking sense.
Or the fact that the daughter walks in Lori's daughter walks in, Karen, and goes, or where's that? What was her, Allie?
Yeah, whatever, fuckface.
Where's granddaughter? Oh, she's supposed to be in here with you. You walked in, you obviously didn't see her. The fuck?
Right, when you walked in, it's obvious, like, she's not here.
Yeah.
Oh, well, she's supposed... Like, they were just dumb things in this movie. Yeah. But the thing is that it's kind of like griping about things. It's not to say that I didn't enjoy this movie at all. Like I said, I loved the kills. I think they were perfectly brutal for what they were, and they were really brutal. And I love that when those kills were happening, like, the tension was there. It wasn't just he went in, he killed, and then that's it. It was like the scene with the car where they see him and he throws the head on top of the car. That's a tension-filled scene because even though he's attacking one way, all of a sudden he's on the other side of the car and he's attacking from over here. Then he's over here. Then he's over there. Then he's on top of the car. Like, there's those feelings like you're panicking along with the characters, and that's fantastic. This thing got their version of Michael Myers. They know it to a T of what they want to do, and that part, it really impressed me on how well it did. Where I feel like Halloween 2018, I think some of that is lost, and because it reminds me of Halloween, where he's around and you know he's there, but you don't know where he's going to be and how he's going to attack and what he's going to do. You look at the scene where he's walking to the lake and she's trying to hide. That's a great scene.
Yeah. Really
enjoyed that. But then the characters are so fucking dumb. That's my biggest issue, is that the other characters, like the fucking couple, why? Why do they even need to be in this movie? Just to die?
Yeah.
Again, why does the mentally ill patient need to be in here? Because I don't remember from the first one getting away either.
Another one getting escaped. Yeah, I thought that was out.
And then all of a sudden, it's to show the mob mentality and how he generates this irrational fear, that everybody needs to be focused, and they won't listen to the fact that everybody's telling them, that's not the guy, that's not the guy. Like, you can tell it's not the guy. The guy is fucking fat and 5'6", and not a 6'3" skinny motherfucker that everybody knows. If you remember what Michael Myers looked like when you were a little kid, and you can remember him clearly, you see that balding, mullet, skullet-wearing motherfucker, and you would automatically know, that's not him.
Yeah, and the fact that, why would he switch from his wearing a mask and his jumpsuit to, I'm back to my prison stuff.
Oh, and I'm going to look frumpy and I'm walking around like this. Though the aftermath of his kill looked great.
Yeah.
But it just sucks because even when they were... And I thought that it would have been cooler. Okay, and I talked about this with Kat earlier too. It would have been cooler if instead of it being that, he jumps off and kills himself, when she locked herself in between the hallway with him for the moment, if he would have attacked her. Then that would have made that more relevant, I think, because even though, he's a mental patient escape, he was still as dangerous as Michael Myers. And that the whole thing is that not everybody is...
They wanted to protest the first responders scene, so they probably would have protested that too, saying, not all mental patients are bad.
Oh. Did you also see the one big shot, too, where they had, they were in the hospital and said something about, don't fear the vaccines or whatever?
No,
there was this big poster that was about getting vaccinated. Wow. It's in there. It's clear for a couple seconds, and then it fades for a second. And it's clearly a shot subliminal message in the film. I thought that was hilarious when I saw that. It's just really quick, really, really super quick. Yeah. So, well, is there anything else about the film? What would you rate the film out of 5?
Because of the kills, I'd give it a 4.
Yeah, I'm right at a 3. I think I had a good time.
I had a good time. I'm almost wanting to throw it on right now on the cock and watch it. So
I don't want to pay for the cock so that I can watch it again.
Well, I think...
Do you have it through Comcast, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I don't have Comcast right now, so I don't get to have it. So I'd have to pay $4.99 to watch it again. I almost did last Friday because I just was going to, I want to watch it.
Or we found a code on the ground through Scott.
Code on the ground? You mean you found it at the back of the truck at the Best Buy?
Yep.
Yes, the cock, Crystal, the cock. 7, I enjoyed it, and 8 if they played the theme more. Yeah, I did like the music. Music, again, was done by John Carpenter and his son.
Yep.
which is great. You know, he always does a lot of those things. So, all right, well, that's it for this episode of the show. We went a little longer than I thought we were going to go this week, but it's all gravy, baby.
Can I just say something else real quick? Because we saw that trailer for Resident Evil.
Oh, yeah. What the fuck's going on, Leon?
Fuck were they thinking when they casted Leon?
I don't know. He needs to be more Mexican.
Because he's completely
What were the
Mexican
other trailers that we saw? There was something else that looked
one
really interesting.
that looks really interesting. I want to
Phone.
see the Black Phone. That one actually looks pretty good.
The Ethan Hawke.
Yeah, and the other one that I want to check out. At first, I was like, I don't know if I want to see this. But the more I see the trailers, and that new one makes me really want to see it. And I can't think of the name of it. But the girl who keeps going back into the 60s.
Oh, last night in Soho. I really want to see that.
Yeah.
It's like Last Night or One Night in Soho, one of the two.
Yeah.
Really, it's Anna Taylor-Joy.
Because the first time I saw it, I was like, I don't know.
It's a weird ghost story mystery thing. It looks really... I love Edgar Wright.
So I think that trailer last night really pushed me over on it.
Really?
Yeah.
I think that's in a couple weeks. We got Antlers coming this coming week that I really want to see.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to that. You guys are leaving when?
Saturday.
So maybe we can go see it Friday.
Yeah.
Before you guys leave. So, and if it's a creature feature, it'll fit. My 31 and 31, which I gotta watch some movies for that. So, Patrick, where can they find the podcast if they're interested out there and following us on social media on Twitter?
Well, on Twitter at IBLT Podcast.
And then on if they want to email us
at IBLT Podcast at gmail.com.
Ito does say that the Last of Us screenshots from the TV series, they look pretty good. I saw a couple.
I haven't seen any of those.
Yeah, there's a couple out there. You should look for them.
It's going to be on HBO, right?
Yep. It's going to be on HBO Max. I'm looking forward to that. Instagram.
IBLT Podcast.
YouTube.
It Be Like That Podcast.
Twitch.
Twitch.tv/IBLT Podcast.
So we take all the streams from here and then we throw them up on the YouTube channel so you can watch them later if you missed any of the old podcasts because they're only up here for about a week. Then you can also find us and rate us, review us on other things such as Stitcher,
Apple Podcasts,
Spreaker,
Blueberry,
Facebook,
Google Play,
GeoSavan or whatever it's called.
The Indian one?
Yeah.
Spotify,
Amazon Music,
Pandora.
Yep. Pandora gives us a lot of spins.
So really?
Thank you guys. Yeah. Everybody listening out there on Pandora. I think it probably is
Shout
part
out.
of like a random radio play, like it will just pop up if you listen to podcast channels, or you can subscribe and listen to us there. That's very surprising.
Send us some real or fake.
I look at the stats every week. And
Send us
Pandora's
some real or
out there.
fake titty pics.
Okay.
We will judge
Patrick,
you. Well, we'll not judge you. We will try to determine
what they are.
If they're real or fake.
Also check out the Slightly Irregular Podcast Network. It's available on sipnet.us. Check out all the podcasts that are out there. Check out Patrick on Five Fight from Fans. You got the Back in Time podcast where Angry Dad was talking about Halloween Kills. If you want to have another perspective about that. And then we've got everything else that's out there from horror movies to sci-fi, paranormal, all
motivation.
That it's all available for you on SipNet. Twitter, Patrick.
Big Solo 64.
YouTube.
Solus 64.
Twitch.
Solus _64.
You got a blog?
Patrick's Thoughts.
Have you updated that?
.blogspot.com. Not since a while ago.
Not since 2019.
No. It was earlier this year. As far as we're getting ready to talk about the Paranormal Pativity podcast at Paranormal Pat 64. That, and you got the Let Me Show You Something podcast at Let Me Show You Something Pod, and Chafing the Dream at Chafing the Dream Pod, I think. All those. Okay, we haven't put up an episode in a while. I've been having a creativity slump.
Bug?
Yeah. Plus COVID didn't help. So I'm working on getting stuff up again. I apologize. Honestly, my Twitter, Instagram, my personal, and the podcast have been kind of dead for me because I don't know. I kind of hit this slump, and I just had to kind of get away from everything for a little bit.
Everybody needs a break.
Yeah. So definitely gonna get things swinging again.
Thank you for taking a break.
We don't have to listen to your crappy content.
Oh, no, that's not true. Though you should be watching him out there on Twitch whenever he streams, Warzone or Back for Blood or whatever it is, because it's a good time.
Yep.
And you can watch us make fun of Brick. And
all the time.
Everybody in his chat is only me, and I'm the one that gets to say all these things and make them laugh. And every once in a while, somebody pokes in and sees what I'm saying. Though, can I say this, in playing with you guys, I've had a ton of fun playing with Quentin. Man, when we did Back for Blood and everything like that, and we played Warzone with a guy's a really funny guy and really nice guy.
Jen Hotcakes on
Yes, check
Twitch.
out Jen Hotcakes. So, yeah, it's been a lot of fun playing with that guy.
Brian, you have a Twitter.
Oh, yeah, it's Toolbert with the O's instead of zeros.
That fucking
or zeros
bastard.
instead of O's.
You have a YouTube channel.
That's regular Toolbert, where you can actually find the Aftershock vlog. It's finally up. I'm finally fucking done with that shit. I had an issue with the Intel drivers on this machine. I think they need to be updated. And I had to turn them off and only use the NVIDIA drivers. Maybe they were fighting together. I don't know. But nonetheless, it's up. It's running. It premiered yesterday, and it's been doing pretty well. It was a lot of fun doing all that stuff. But you can check out, now that concerts are back, there's going to be more content on that channel. None of which I'm going to get monetized for, but I don't give a shit. I'm just there to have fun.
Yep,
I like
there
the
you
stuff
go.
that's up there.
Do you want me to just go right to Twitch?
You can go right to Twitch. Twitch.tv/Terrible Terror Podcast. Yeah, we could talk about Angels of Fear, but I don't think that's happening anytime soon. But yeah, so check out. I'm still trying to figure out how I can change the name, because I'd like to get podcast off the end of it. But I wish I could just be Terrible Terror, but I can't, because somebody else out there has it, and he's active, so I don't mind.
_terror.
Nope, that's been taken too, and that's somebody that's
Terrible.
inactive. I can do it with
Asperus?
zeros. I can do it with zeros again, but I don't want to do terror with zeros, because I think it looks stupid. But that's just me. But that would get it shorter to be Terrible Terror, but we'll see. But Terrible Terror Podcast, every other week we do a watch party. There'll be one, not this coming Wednesday, but next. But I am going to do one on Halloween for everybody to come watch. Yes,
Did you say Halloween?
That's right, which is next Sunday. And also, I'm going to be doing a live, one of those unbagging things. And I'm probably going to try to give away the stuff that's in the bag.
Oh, nice.
So I've got 2 bags. They're sitting on the table, and I've got to open them up. And that way, I'd love to give this stuff away, because I have a feeling
bag,
people to
baby.
say 1 extra large Swedish penis pump.
I swear it's not mine.
It's not mine, baby.
Yeah, but you have a podcast.
That's right, Terrible Terror Podcast, where you can look at all the stuff or listen to all the stuff that's there. Also, don't forget, you can find this podcast now available on Facebook. When this publishes, it'll be published to the Facebook page automatically as a video. We may get copyright strikes or copyright things.
Well, we'll probably
Things
get taken down for,
If we get something gets taken down, it's there. But they've been muting the video for the parts where they mute the video for whatever it is.
But I'm talking about just, oh, we don't like what he said about that.
Oh, yeah, we'll be taken down in a certain way. But that's our RRS feed or whatever, RSS feed. That's what it is. It's available for both. But Terrible Terror, we're doing Victor Crowley for the next episode. Today was supposed to release it, but like I said, shit got busy. Dave was nice enough to do a podcast from the world that he was going to do for next week, but instead it's for this week. And, yeah, we've got that going. So the next week you get the conclusion of Victor Crowley Ween with Victor Crowley, which I really don't know if there's a bad movie in the franchise, to be honest. At least for my thoughts, my tastes. But, yeah, that's it. Anything else you got to tell the people out there in Twitch land?
I'm hungry.
Patrick? He is fucking hungry, so we'll say goodbye to you guys out there in Twitch and on YouTube. We'll catch you guys next time in 2 weeks.